Aloha! This is a home movie about my home and a movie for yours. Come on an adventure and enjoy the beautiful sights and sounds of Maui no Kauai, an island like no other. I'll take you on adventures and see places you never dreamed of before. Lots of action and fun. So kick back and relax and cruise with me as we experience the island, its culture, and all its beautiful people. Like me, Kimo, that's James in Hawaiian, your Aloha brother from another mother. For nearly 30 years, I've been coming to this island and to the Hawaiian Islands. And every time I come back to Maui, I always get these tears that come to my eyes. This sweet melancholy and relief and joy that I've returned home. I never know what's going to happen every time I'm on the island. And I'm always thankful to be back. Let's hit the ground running and go for broke, starting in mile 1 in Kahului. There's something mystical, magic, and magnificent about the mornings in Maui. I don't know how to describe it, but there's just nothing like it, seeing a rainbow first thing in the morning. And the sunshine is just always fabulous. There are no 2 days that are the same. There's no urgency or rush. Everything seems right where it should be.
One heart, one love, one moon, one earth, one life.
Sometimes you just have to pull up at the beach and make it your office for the day. I mean, you gotta start it off right. Get yourself in the water, cool off, rejuvenate. It's good to clear your head and get a clear perspective. It's a good chance you might see some turtles, or even mermaids for that matter. Because here at Baldwin Beach, near Paia, there's all kinds of people that gather, all times of the day. And you might even run into an old friend. Believe it or not, coming to the beach never gets old in the Hawaiian Islands, and particularly in Maui. You're always going to see a new site or a place transform into an event, or even if you need to spend some time alone, it's all right there within a few blocks and walking distance from Paia town. You can even get butt naked if you want to. Here in Paia, there's quite a bit of diversity and lots of things to do, places to eat, and people to visit in just a very short space and area. And it's also the gateway to Hana. The best way to experience small towns in Hawaii is just to be relaxed, say aloha, step up, and experience it. Whether you're a Hawaiian, a tourist, or just a traveler, everyone comes to these islands for transformation. They come here to heal. Now, I like stopping by this Tibetan Buddhist center here because I like to say prayers in the morning when I'm in Paia. The Dalai Lamas come here, and I like to come here to practice my inner Buddha, even though I'm not a Buddhist. It doesn't matter what your faith is or if you even have one. All that matters is that you spin the wheel of life and express aloha, express beauty and love and appreciation. Because you see, it doesn't matter what you believe in, as long as you have aloha in your heart. All are accepted and all are embraced because it's about nature. And here in Paia, some of the traditions have been kept and new ones have arrived, but everybody likes to help each other out and just keep things simple and appreciate the morning like I am here walking down into town. And even though Paia is no exception to the rule when it comes to the onslaught of the gentrification and the changes coming to the islands, if the traffic comes and things get too hectic, you can always just escape away. Cruise barefoot through all the traffic snarl to a beautiful spot like this and just take in the day for a moment. I love this place and many other vistas in Maui because I can look to the east or any horizon and send off prayers to family and friends and be thankful and grateful for being here. Then when it's time to wake up and get to business, I go to my favorite coffee house, the Paia Bay Coffee House, where everybody's always on time. We leave no trace and clean up after ourselves. Local art is appreciated, where I can catch up and drop in with my memories, like this moment when I was invited on board by the crew of the Hokulea before she embarked on her worldwide tour, stopping in Maui first. Chee-hoo! Or crip surf sessions at Ho'okipa, running into friends at Mana Foods, giving thanks and making art, or simply just stopping by a friend's house and making a yummy, scrumptious breakfast of coconut curry, French toast, and enjoying the rainbows. It's a state of mind that makes us Hawaiians the doorway to Aloha. Although unsung, Maui is a very popular place and a gathering place also for international sports enthusiasts around surfing, windsurfing, and now stand-up paddling. Here at the Butterfly Effect, women get together for a beneficial cause and paddle for a benefit to help others do more and be empowered as women and as a community coming together, doing something they love to help others. Even though Paia is famous for being a busy place, in fact the word Paia even means dusty and dirty, life is still pretty relaxed and slow, and everybody likes to bed down once the sun goes down. As for when the moon comes out, well, that's when the creatures of the night come out. There is a healthy community of people who are youthful and have progressive thoughts and like to come together and create community, oftentimes through music and dance. And here at Dance Church, once a month people come and celebrate their rights and their enjoyment of getting their wiggle on. start and warm up with a little bit of yoga and do that a sonic dance together with sonic sounds and yummy beats. Question: what do you get when you bring a new age health guru together with kahunas, lots of money, at a world-class hotel with ridiculously top-of-the-line digital computers and equipment, rockstar status lighting, staging, and infrastructure, an abundance of highly talented yet underutilized artists and technicians, and a cameo guest appearance by one of the world's most premier rock star gurus from ayahuasca-infused jungles of Brazil? Money, brah. Lots and lots of money, cuz on Maui, you gotta have the skills to pay the bills. Ah yes, the road to Hana. One of the best cruising adventures you can have, especially if you bring the kind local jungle thump expert tour guide. It's funny because lots of mainlanders and tourists complain about the windiness of the road and how long it takes to get to Hana, but it's not about getting to Hana, it's about the journey. It's funny, I've watched people argue and bitch at each other and caught up all on their phones and looking at their maps and getting all upset about their plans. But all you gotta do is just let go and open your eyes, look around, and you might discover something. Because obviously if you don't, you might miss something, like this waterfall here. Now you see it, and now you don't. Because that's the basic lesson of being on the islands and in Maui. You gotta just let go and get lost. Brah, just cruise 'em. No worry, beef curry. Just enjoy it.
Like that man, or he just ridiculous stand like that? This is unusual. Highly high, it's crazy. It's unusual, highly unusual. In fact, it's probably not good to stay here too long. Not good to stay too long? I don't know, dude. That's gnarly. I mean, it should be okay, but that's gnarly.
So you see how you roll here in Maui and with Aloha is a lot like life. The results are always dependent on how you choose, and you never know what's around the bend. was silent during that last segment because I wanted to give you that moment to yourself to experience being one with the waterfall in the jungle. I wanted you to feel the Aina and the life that comes forth from it, how abundant it is, how vital it is, and to show you the origin of life and where all life comes from. It's a sacred thing, and down this path and this road of life, we must return to our relationship with the Aina and with nature, and revere it as top priority, very sacred, because this seems to have been lost upon humanity. And so when people come to Hawaii, it's not just beautiful, it's a reminder of where you're from. We are animals dependent on this land, not machines born to die. This is an extremely relevant and profound issue and lifestyle by which Native Hawaiians live by every day. We live in a time when life is threatened by our own existence, and thus we must return back to this simple concepts of revering the land, the Aina, as sacred and the source of all of our creation and abundance. Whether you're just visiting or you're local for life, being on Hawaii, and particularly Maui, is a blessing and a gift. It's a gift because it reminds you of how delicate life really is. And although everything that you see in Hawaii, the ecology and the people may not be from the land, its adaptive response to our adaptation and response is next level. And we must look towards nature to guide us instead of trying to contain it and direct it, because this resource is precious and could easily be taken from us. Or rather, we can be removed from it. And so, we must defend it at all costs. At the halfway point to Hana is K&I Point, and on top of that point is Camp K&I, run by YMCA, pictured here during the African Congolese camp that happens every year and has for the past 20 years. This is the wonderful thing about Maui, is that you see a convergence of international cultures, more on an organic tip and from a traditional perspective. Because we live in an organic environment, naturally the culture is going to reflect that intention. Because Aloha is an inclusive spirit, Hawaiians embrace the diversity of culture and understand that some of their roots are related to some of these, such as the roots of African drum and dance. These guys right here are from West Africa, and they come every year, as have their predecessors. Check these guys out as they do the African James Brown and walk their students through some of the basics of the dance and the drum formations. It's pretty funny but quite brilliant how this African system warms you up and gets to get your groove on, so you can eventually break down and get down with your bad self and let out that inner African goddess. Hey, there you go. Oh, brah, those Holly girls, they can really move the kind hips, yeah? Oh, like they do in hula or something like that. Plenty action. Nah. It's good fun, good fun. Well, that was a little taste of the African Drum Dance Class festivals that happen at the Camp K&I YMCA where we just were. Now as we loop around the corner down the hill from there, we're moving into the K&I Peninsula, which is a very potent place, deep of historical relevance for Hawaiians. As is all of the parts of the islands, but particularly down here in K&I, it's super special because they've been farming kalo there for thousands of years, and the view is phenomenal. And there are still those who are holding down the traditions of growing kalo as has been practiced for hundreds of years, if not into the thousands. And here coming up on Wailua, we're going to see a little bit of firsthand what kalo fields really look like that are still going today. Just as a testimony to the aloha and the generosity, I was brought to this land by a local Hawaiian. To malama the land is to take care. Most of these Hawaiians have lived here all their life and live straight from the land with nothing else. So, the weekend Hurricane Darby just pretty much is over and just passing through, finishing up here, but this is the remnants of hurricane-like weather, crazy flash floods going on, lots of wind and rain. Not too bad, but the rivers are just booming, like just going just flush hard, like, and rivers that aren't even, I hardly ever see are going. Like maybe right here, you might see a little bit of action. Let's see. That's like small. And as you see here, it's like so crazy the differences between one ridge to another. It's like the ground's dry. Like, there's still luscious water rushing down the mountain, and like, just love seeing the rawness. And it was just, here's not so bad, but later on down in another clip down the line, we get to see how tough it's been. All the wind whipping all the plants and just leaf trash everywhere, like just full on blown out. Like the road was closed today for a while, and the storm just had everybody all shook up. I love feeling that sense of kind of like Armageddon, like nobody on the streets, just super quiet, like in the middle of a holiday or something, and nobody's out. Completely like locked up in their little cubby holes and their little abodes. So lovely. This section right here is just one of my faves. It's mystical. Well, looks like Michael Christensen's land's holding up okay from the storm. And everything just kind of snaps back to where it was before. Probably gonna rain cats and dogs tonight, but got a dinner date coming over. Well, more like just having dinner with a buddy from the neighborhood. Gonna make some curry. It's nice to kick it with the people in your neighborhood. I feel like Mr. Rogers, a groovy Mr. Rogers. But I don't change my shoes and my sweater. I just take everything off. Cooking naked. So on the last freedom run to home, gonna coming up on Upper Nihiku here. I'm gonna pull over for a second and show you how raging this river is. So I pull over here to the side real quick. You can hear it. right below this bridge. You can see the water's coming pretty hard. It was harder earlier, super rushing. And then over to this amazingness. Whoa! So here I am jumping back in the car on the mission back, just almost back to home. Well, here we have the infamous jungle gypsy bunny. Be careful not to let them up in your tree or they just might take all your fruit. You know what I'm saying? And this road goes 2.5 miles all the way down to the ocean. And right next to this road, it's lined with white ginger. See it? Beautiful. It smells lovely. You can hear the river. And this river system is right next to this road. It's probably about a 50, 70 foot drop side. And the river goes all the way down to the ocean and spills off into the ocean. A beautiful bridal veil waterfall, juiciness of complete erotic, fantastic nature. And it's just so luscious and vital and alive. I just love it. And I'm back here now, 20 years later. This beautiful place, house sitting. This is towards the end of my stay. And my overgrown yard I'm going to whack pretty soon. Now let's put it in neutral, kick it into 4-wheel drive, because that's what's necessary. 4-wheel drive. Yeah, okay, here we go. So, yes, tonight we're going to be like jungle gourmet chef action. Bringing home the goods, the wine and the beef. And uphill, boom, boom, boom. Yeah, to the crib. Yeah. Check out the view of the sunrise from my bed. Absolutely stunning. Can you believe it? I'd just like to take this moment of silence and this beauty of this beautiful place known as Nahiku and this wonderful home that I get to stay in to acknowledge the passing of one of the owners, Bart. I never even got to meet him while he was away on vacation, struggling with cancer. Rest in peace, my friend, and I wish all the best to Sheila, and I hope we have a wonderful family-like relationship for the rest of her life and mine. Here she is, pictured in the center here with her family. Mahalo, Sheila, for your kindness and trusting me to be the guardian for your home and your kitties. Such a lovely hale, built with such care and devotion by Bart. A temple to house all the beautiful things for Sheila and her memories and life's travels. I have so much gratitude, Sheila. Thank you so much. I'll see you again. Can you believe how ridiculously beautiful this is? I mean, this is my backyard. This is my hood, and all I have to do is drive to the end of the road and be here at the landing at Lower Nahiku. As for Miss Nina here, well, she's just a huntress who loves to wander in from the jungle and seduce you to either give her luxuriant pets or feed her her favorite treats of delicious delicacies and delights. Meow. Don't worry, Ginger Boy, you'll get yours too, Mr. Vocal. What a fat boy. I have so much gratitude whenever I stay in Nahiku. And it was such a pleasure to be here at Bart and Sheila's place and be restored by the healing waters of Lower Nahiku. And now on to Hana Town. Well, if you didn't know already, Hana means work. So to work we're gonna go. Here's my friends working on this coconut house. Nice view of the jungle in the back. With our Captain Levi at the helm. With some basic tools and a little know-how, these guys put together this project by hand.
The water just came down. Look at it. Yeah, that was
handcrafted, designed, and fabricated in Bali. This house was put together, shipped, then sent to Hawaii for my boys to put together in Hana Town.
Okay, we take a rafter.
It's made out of 100% coconut and is fastened only with notches and a few bits of hardware. In just a short few months, these three guys, who are all friends, put this place together. Check out the attention to detail. All of those pilasters were hand carved, and all of this wood was harvested from coconut, finished and prepared to last in the wets of the jungle. And after just a few short months, the boys are almost done wrapping up the house. And as you can see here, the last step of putting on the roof, which is going to be terracotta shells, is about to happen. Great job, guys. The house is located in a floodplain, so it's built up on stilts, and you drive through this area to get down to the beach, which is really only about a block away. There's the river, and you'll see how stunning the kamani trees are here. It creates this beautiful tunnel. It's one of my favorite spots, even though it's right in town. Here's a little backdoor shortcut spot where us locals go to Waikoloa Beach, which is the north end of the bay here at Hana. And all the years I've lived here, I've never had the opportunity to go 4-by on the beach. So this was a treat as I go across the beach and over to Hana Bay, where you'll see some black sand beaches and beautiful views where, you know, in the year we see canoe races too. So here we go. Wampin. On this particular day, the waves are down, but we usually will surf here right in town. There's a nice little right-hander that comes in there, and occasional left. It comes pretty hard in the storm, as well as produce, you know, really solid waves. But it's rocky bottom, as you can see. The whole beach is rock and a little bit of black sand. Chee-hoo! Yeah, we're getting it. Waikoloa Beach and Hana Bay. On this particular weekend, I came across the Hana Bay Canoe Club as they were doing an annual regatta and family paddle contest out to an island just off of Koki, which we'll visit in a bit down in the film. You know, I used to paddle for Honolulu, and I can tell you that it's very much a family and team-oriented effort where everyone gets involved and helps out, especially with moving the canoes into the water. We all pull together when we're paddling. Commonly with canoe racing, it's in the form of regattas, which is more of sprinting and for more youthful, strong individuals, although all groups are usually represented. In this regatta, it's more about distance, and it's about family togetherness and mixing of genders. Although it is a race, it's really about a long-distance paddle, and to continue respecting and keeping their culture alive, like pounding poi, and teaching the kids how to perpetuate their culture and be proud of it.
How you guys doing?
Swing your body around, soon you'll cover ground. Sophisticated hula, it's the talk of the town.
When I was very young, I wasn't raised Hawaiian, but when I came to Hawaii when I was 14, I discovered Hawaiian culture, and it really touched my heart. Something I really could relate to, the aloha and the togetherness of the ohana, and everybody pulls together just like they're all in one big canoe. Hana truly is charming in both good and bad ways, and truly is a small town. But it's been there for a long time, and history runs deep. But there's always been this sense of embracing all cultures and enjoying the histories of many cultures, and preserving their own culture in such a loving and devoted way. Like here at the Akuli fishing hut, which is a traditional grass hale that was thatched and constructed by Uncle Francis and local Hawaiian community members. And that small hut right there is where they keep the net, and when the akule come in as what looks like a big blue ball in the middle of the bay, they go out and surround the fish with the net and capture it together, pulling in the net together as one ohana. And we all know that politicians are slippery when wet, especially when we're talking about the politics of occupied territories and domination. But Hawaiians, being that they love aloha and love each other and their families, their right to their sovereignty is proudly displayed, but most effectively through the life they live. You don't have to be a native Hawaiian or a Kanaka Maoli to be Hawaiian or accepted in the nation. You just have to have respect for the land, for each other and your family, and most of all to perpetuate living aloha. It is this loving, gentle spirit of aloha that makes Hana such a special place. Oh, there's nothing like cruising the open road, carefree, on a beautiful day like this on their way to Red Sands, as you can see there in the distance. But you gotta watch out where you're stepping, or you might end up like this guy. Even though the pace is slow these days, you gotta remember that this is the land where kings once lived. But for now, we're gonna go eat like kings and grab something to drink over at Hasagawa's before we go over to Red Sands. This place is classic. You never know what characters you're gonna find or surprises you'll find on the board. The community board, that is. I like going Hana store sometimes for just chili rice. So ono.
Sour like a lily koi. Oh, my joy, like smoke rising from the fire, taking me higher. I'll never love again the way that I loved you, my friend. I know I put it all on you. Determine how I feel about me too. Now I know I must be one within before I create my own kin. I must be strong, I must rely on the Father. An independent daughter needs a strong, courageous mother. And now I know, I see the light, it's clear to me now. Sour like a lily koi. Oh, my joy, like smoke rising from the fire, taking me higher. Ina mama keo e hopu I kaia, pono e malama I kaloi, e piha ana I kaloko Meka pono. And now I know, I see the light, it's clear to me now. And now I know. Oh, and now I know, I see
Hana site is a mystical place, and if you catch it at the right moment at the right time, like here at Koki at sunrise, you can feel the essence of the culture, you can feel the ancestors, you can feel the spirit of the Aina. I cherish these moments, for they are a gift, or I happen to be there at just the right time, just at the right moment. The sun rises and kisses the water surface, literally right above these sacred fishing grounds that have been here for hundreds of years, cultivated by the Hawaiians. Appreciated in their sacred quality and the delicacy of life. The very ancestors of these men built these fishing ponds by hand. Not only do these men honor their ancestors and fish to feed their families, they feed the fish for future generations to come. This is the mastery of the Hawaiian way. This is the implicit simplicity within the mysticism of a land where love reigns supreme.
96 degrees in the shade, real hot in the shade. 96 degrees in the shade, real hot, oh yes, in the shade. Said it was 96 degrees in the shade. 10,000 soldiers on parade, taking I and I to meet a big bad boy sent from overseas. The Queen employed. Excellency, before you I come with my representation. You know where I'm coming from. You caught me on the loose, fighting to be free. Now you show me a noose on the cotton tree. Entertainment for you, martyrdom for me. 96 degrees in the shade, real hot
want to take you on a little tour of this permaculture known as Aloha, where they grow all their own food and produce a surplus that they do bring to market. And they have their own little fruit stand, as you see here, where they serve coffee and fruits. So bear with me as I take a little walking tour through this, and you get to see some kalo, like right here, which is taro. This is all dryland taro, and they have wetland taro growing. So keep your eyes peeled and just look around as I walk you through the garden here. Everywhere we walk in this footage, there's food literally growing all around you. This is the essence of permaculture. You utilize your resources of your land, your water, and what you put into it to create systems that relate to each other and that feed each other in a cycle. So see here, you can see there is a bunch of papaya trees. That's also pineapple there on the left. And this is all planted out on a hill, as you can see, and there's flat areas that they've cultivated. There are many different types of farms on Hawaii, and particularly permaculture is being developed. I chose to share Aloha because they've been successful at integrating traditional practices of Hawaiians, like with planting noni, as shown here, and with the progressions and the innovations of permaculture. So there's a fusion of the old school Hawaiian ways, regular farming, and new ideas around permaculture and terraform. What you're witnessing here is not just a farm. You're looking at the future, because the future holds only one solution in my opinion, and that is self-reliance and regeneration. There's a solar panel right there, and they have plenty of arrays of them up on their houses, which are all eco-sensitive and efficient. Here's an example of a raised bed and a planting of lettuce. Now, raised beds are important because in Hawaii there's very little soil, and regardless if there's soil or not, you always need to be building soil and regenerating, thus returning and completing this cycle, and utilizing relationships of where plants are positioned to each other so that they're constantly feeding each other and relating back to a system that works within itself as a cycle. I came back to Hawaii as an adult in 1998 to reintegrate myself back into my natural environment and to learn these systems, preparing for the future, because I had a vision that we were going to be reliant upon these systems once again. I've lived many places in this life, and I lived all over all the islands in Hawaii short of Molokai, and I keep coming back to Maui for all of its abundance, its beauty, and its magic. There are many old school Hawaiians believe the plants such as the kalo, the taro here, and the tea leaves, and many other plants are actually living representations of our ancestors. And so we take care of them as they take care of us. The more you malama the aina, or take care of the land, the more it produces back for you. So here, heading down the road further into Kipahulu, the land of the love-snatching winds, one, really can feel the experience like through their bones. The deeper you go into the jungle, the deeper you go into yourself. For this next part of the journey, I'm going to be showing you some secret spots. So I'm going to dip out for a moment and let you just enjoy it. We'll be leaving Kipahulu and moving through Kapo on the south side, moving over towards the west and into Makena and on beyond. Enjoy the meditative moments and the good times.
Golden years go, golden years go, golden years go.
Don't let me hear you say life's taking you nowhere. Look at that sky, life's begun. Nights are warm and the days are young. There's my baby lost, that's all. Once I'm begging you, save a little soul. Last night they loved you, opening doors and pulling some strings. Then walk luck and you looked in time. Never look back, walk tall, act fine. I'll stick with you, baby, for 1,000 years. Nothing's gonna touch you in these golden years. Golden years. Some of these days and it won't be long. Gonna drive back down where you once belonged. In the back of a dream car, 20 foot long. Don't cry, my sweet, don't break my heart. Doing alright, you've gotta get smart. Wish upon day upon day. I believe, oh Lord, I believe all the way.
Run for the shadows, run for the shadows, run for the shadows in these golden years.
There's my baby lost, that's all. Once I'm begging you, save a little soul.
Golden years go,
Don't let me hear you say life's taking you nowhere.
come baby, run for the shadows, run for the shadows, run for the shadows in these golden years.
I'll stick with you, baby, for 1,000 years. Nothing's gonna touch you in these golden years. Golden years. Yes.
Golden years go, golden years go, golden
One, two, three.
Although I don't spend a lot of time in the West Side, it is a very special place, and I happened to be there during a very momentous moment when the Hokulea, the traditional Hawaiian voyaging canoe, came to Lahaina for its christening and maiden voyage to circumnavigate the world using only traditional navigational skills and the stars to guide them. It just so happens that I happened to be in Lahaina at this very moment and was allowed to participate in this traditional Hawaiian ceremony in which the kahunas and all the kahus and the royalty came out to see the Hokulea off. It was a very potent and sacred ritual that gave me chicken skin and touched my soul very deeply. At one point they invited me out to the Hokulea and I got on board. Lahaina has had quite a colorful historical past, and known for its sailors, pirates, and whalers, but it was also the seat and home for the Hawaiian nation. There is no place in Hawaii that isn't sacred, so it's only natural you'll see temples in the right places. But the real temple is in nature, like here in Honolulu Bay. It's just magnificent. And up in the North Shore, the simplicity of old Hawaii lives on today. Hawaii is my beloved home, my sanctuary where I find inner peace within myself and from nature. Yet the challenges of these modern times and all their demands pressures many of us to leave the islands to seek more economic stability, as the economy here can be very oppressive. I always cry when I leave. Yet I embrace this challenge and I push my horizons to expand on my understanding of Aloha and to be the ambassador for Hawaii and spreading Aloha to the rest of the civilized world in all my travels and living experiences across the globe. Every day the world comes to Hawaii to come experience this healing, to come experience the land, the aina, the waters and the ocean, to come experience Aloha in its truest form. It is my kuleana, my spiritual duty, to fulfill this destiny of living in Aloha and putting Aloha back into living around the world.
Wahele mai, wahele mai, na